Okay, hope you're comfortable. Snuggle into the position that you've chosen to hold for the next 15 or so minutes. And take a deep breath. And exhale. And as we're breathing, we're bringing our awareness into ourselves, away from all the outside hubbub and into this place and time, creating a sacred space, creating a meditative or a light trance. Inhale, follow the breath in through the nose, down the back of the throat, down through the chest and into the diaphragm. Bringing awareness of the body, of the whole body, and you in the center. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. All right. Here's what we have this morning, this afternoon, today. Here, buried beneath 2 reversed stones, is taiwaz. Taiwaz is that self-sacrifice, that expediency, doing one thing now and getting something later, or not doing something now in order to get more later. The 2 reversed stones on taiwaz are feihu, which is that income, steady income, and uraz, which is healthy aggression or protection. So we have taiwaz, feihu reversed, and uraz reversed. Up here we have uraz, which is the foundation, and up here is raido, which is travel or forward movement. And here we have the stone of self. So let's talk this through. We have taiwaz, the stone of sacrifice, and we have the stone of self over here. Taiwaz is pointing away from the self. So a choice made today should or would be best made valuing another person or another option, or thinking about the future instead of about the person, instead of about yourself or myself. This choice isn't really about protection, and it's not about income. So the choice that you'll be asked to make for somebody else today, taking that other person into consideration, making a little sacrifice for that other person or for the situation or for somebody else's benefit, and perhaps giving up a little today. This sacrifice, this choice, leads to a personal foundation in a way. Uraz is actually pointing back towards this decision process, towards this choice. And raido, the movement rune, is also pointing back towards this choice. So these things, this choice will create the inner movement, the inner foundation. And that's just not feeling very clear. So let us delve into the extras and drop them right there in the middle. Alright, so to reiterate, we have taiwaz, which is the sacrifice, making a sacrifice, making a choice between two things, giving up one thing now for the betterment of something later, or choosing to do something now and going without later. In this case, the choice being asked to make is not for self, but for somebody else. It will not affect or be regarding the self-protection, and it will not affect or be regarding the self-finances. And the one out here, which is probably hard to tell, is iwaz reversed. I'm sorry, ingwaz reversed. Ingwaz is the seed. So in conjunction with uraz and raido, I'm going to say that whatever this decision is probably won't have much effect on your life per se. It may, give you a little more inner strength or call on that morals or ethics or faith that creates your basic belief system. May ask you, in fact, to stand up a little for one of those. It's not going to bring any movement forward, and yes, this movement is facing back toward the choice and the decision, but to me that means, before I expound on that, alright, I really should stop these to delete the really big pauses. Alright, so, since I lost the train, making this decision for somebody else, it's not really going to plant any seeds, so it's not going to have a big effect in your future. It is not going to create a foundation for the future, but it may be something that you have to do, or something that helps firm that moral or ethical or faith line within yourself, because we all have them regardless of what that faith or belief system is. It is a belief system. It doesn't necessarily need to be spiritual or follow a specific dogma. It is the belief system, whether it's based totally on science or on the laws of the land or upon a religious catechism. That is how we make our decisions. That is the conscience that whispers in our ears. That's how we decide if we can live with ourselves the next day. Over here we have, it looks like, okay, that is Ansaz, the stone of inspiration, the stone of air and communication. This is Naiwaz, which is the storm stone, the one that indicates you'll have everything you need. And this one here reversed is raido, again showing no travel, no movement. So whatever this decision is, that's the big thing for the next day, or the biggest moment that needs perhaps guidance. This decision isn't really going to forward you, or it's not going to affect your protection. It is not going to affect your income, and it's not really going to plant seeds for the future. It may not even be about you. It is to help somebody else. And so make that decision based on, how you would make it for yourself. Even though you're making it for somebody else, it may feel like it's taking a step back, but listen to that inner voice and remember that you, or the person that it's about, is going to have all the information that they need, all the tools that they need to make it through. So even though there's no actual movement, it is still a good solid decision to create a good basis to move forward from for this other person. So in effect, to me, it feels like we're being asked to be guides for someone else. And they need advice on a decision, turn right, turn left. And so we should advise them based on how we would make the decision, with a little outside inspiration, knowing that everything that is needed is around us. So even though it feels like there's no motion or no real forward motion, sometimes a retreat is still a motion. You are turning around and stepping back into the safety of things. And so we come to the first rune reading, where I am not sure that made a lot of sense. There's no impetus to move forward and try and dissect it anymore. November's rune was the rune of blind faith. Just accept and move on. So these are the things that we need to know. We will be asked to make a decision on or for somebody else, or to give us advice on their behalf. And it won't really affect our finances or security. So give advice based on your truth, the foundations that you have inside, even perhaps on retreating a little and stepping back. That could be the safe course. What the person needs is what they will have. Feel for that inspiration, excuse me, and go forward from there. It will be interesting to see how this manifests in each of our lives. So, thank you very much. Please come back tomorrow for a little more clarity. Let's just pull one to be going away with. The one to be going away with is Fehu reversed, meaning it's not about the money. Relax. So with that in mind, let that help affect our decision. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.